Hi. Hi. Hello. How are you doing? Welcome back to my channel. This is a hot mess already. I've tried to record this intro like 5 different times and I just couldn't because my brain is all over the place because I have been severely depressed. But isn't everyone severely depressed? I'm laughing at it, but it's real serious. It's real bad. Today I sort of wanted to show you guys what I do for practice in art. Usually, I practice my art by drawing in my sketchbook rather than on digital, but I wanted, first of all, I wanted to try out doing this kind of like digital practice stuff and how my usual practice looks. It's a bit of a mess. What I usually do is I go to Pinterest and I just straight up find random pictures. Some of them are memes, some of them are like backgrounds, sometimes it's portraiture, sometimes it's random images that have chaotic energy to them. And I sort of put all of them up on the screen, just so, y'all can see that I'm actually sampling images and I'm actually looking at them while I'm drawing. That's like the first thing you're gonna see. And then I'm drawing them in like separate parts of this canvas. This long ass canvas for no reason. That's generally how I practice. I basically sample images. Very often they're like pretty model photo shoots. Sometimes they're just random aesthetically pleasing things. Sometimes they're like rooms and backgrounds, but very often they're just memes. And I think the first half of this video you're gonna see me drawing like genuine fashion magazine portraiture, but then you're actually gonna draw some like cursed images, which is the fun part of this video. But yeah, I think I'm starting out with I think it's a fashion, that would be like a fashion magazine illustration portrait thing. So yeah, this girl is basically playing pool wearing like one of the coolest outfits out there, and I'm just gonna like draw her trying to sort of follow colors and trying to follow the shapes and the forms. I usually don't really do sketching in digital just because, it feels more comfortable to sketch traditionally. Because I think I'm just more used to the feeling of paper. But, I think I should try to employ the digital sketching stuff a little more because, I don't know, I think it's just like a good practice. Plus it's like less paper wasted and less canoodling where you have to like go from one thing to another to like you take a picture, you put it online, and then you take it to your thing, and then you put that into Photoshop, and then you have to train. It's like a lot. So maybe I should try to do more sketching. Maybe that's what I'll try to employ from this point on. Honestly, I am so tired right now. So like it's been a lot. My week has been a lot. It's very tiring, and I've been in pain for these past several days. Not because sick or anything. Well, am I sick? I'm not sick. It's just the curse of the blood that every person who happened to have a uterus has. So I've been just non-functional, which is annoying because you have to function in this capitalist society. Yeah, this is annoying because I have to function in this capitalist society. So I'm very like scattered brain now, and like I sound very tired. I hope not too differently. I hope I don't too different from like what I sounded before. Yeah, you're just basically gonna watch me like draw the things first. Hopefully I'll time it better where in these videos you're actually gonna see the models. So yeah, I do this girl first, and then I basically do all the line art, and I do the colors, like the flat colors, and then I do not flat colors, and then I do the background. I try to actually, rather than color pick a color from an image, I try to like sort of sample what the colors were in the image already, and like try to put them on the canvas. I did find it quite interesting that like when it comes to color picking in this type of realistic painting style, well, it's not very realistic. It's like just you see a lot of messy line art, and because I couldn't be fucked to do realistic line art and like realistic painting, because again, this is like practice and I just wanted to keep it rough instead of like trying to do a beautiful portrait. I've noticed that a lot of tones are way grayer than you think. I think usually we're used to like trying to make everything super colorful and make it pop and make it like appear super colorful because that's sort of appealing to human eye. But I think it's very interesting to observe that the world is pretty fucking gray, like to a surprising amount. Things look brighter because contextually they seem a little brighter than the background, which is actually if you've ever taken an art course, it's actually a thing where like we perceive colors brighter because everything around said color is gray. It's like a principle. If you're trying to create emphasis, I was looking for the word emphasis. It took me such a long time to come up with it. That's how I know I'm scatterbrained right now. But yeah, emphasis. If you're trying to create emphasis using color, making everything grayer, then this one shade would just straight up do that for you. The next thing that I painted here is the next thing that I'm painting. I don't know how this is gonna time. It's gonna be very awkward. I hate editing, takes a long time. It's like out of any part of video making, editing takes me the most. Ugh, it's so annoying. But yeah, which is why I'm like, I should just do streaming or podcasting or something. But I'm like, I'm just out here like, oh yeah, no, this is editing. That's what I'm good at it. I did many art disciplines and like video editing was one of them. But it's just such a pain in the ass to edit because it takes such a long time, especially like even a 10-minute video, you'd think that it'd be like, it would be very short, but it's just not. Pain. I'm telling you, man. Pain. So yeah, the next thing that I'm painting is this portrait of this girl. I'm going to put up the image. I'm also going to link all the Pinterest links in the description just so that, no one will feel like I'm stealing images. I didn't include every single one of them because I didn't do every single one of them, but like I just will put, the ones that I actually used in this practice stuff just because, fair is fair. You have to do that, right? You don't want to steal other people's work. So yeah, that's the first image. Then I kind of sort of moved on to this pink-haired, beautiful woman who's just gorgeous, and I just thought I want to paint her. I actually don't know this person's gender, so this feminine person. And yeah, I just wanted to paint them. This one actually took me the longest because painting faces is a pain in the ass. Again, I think the ending, like, it ended up being quite rough anyway, because that's sort of what happens when you paint. It takes such a long time, especially to me, because I'm not that great at painting. Like, it's a long ass process. I tried to approach this portrait using first flat shapes, then general, like most contrasting shades, like the darkest and the lightest, and then do sort of the in-between, which is what we were taught to do in art school. Very hard. Very, very hard and very confusing. Like, I tried to do like some blending, but I was like, nah, I'm just gonna do it like that. I was trying not to make it like too clean because I was like, that's not the point of this. The point of this is just to like sort of get the rough thing down, because I didn't want it to be like completely utterly super painted. I wanted to be sort of like, oh, this is like a face. I didn't get the entirety of human proportions correctly because proportions are hard. It's just sort of like, I was roughing it out. I think a good way to keep the proportions relatively human is to just trace the general features, which is actually a pretty good tool. Here's a secret: a lot of professional artists utilize tracing as a way to be accurate to a portrait. Like, that's what people do, especially for portraiture, where the character, like the person that you're drawing, has to be recognizable. You like trace their features, like their general features, so that like, you don't just draw it and it looks like a completely different person, unless you like try to cartoonify it. So there's that. This is a secret to art school, y'all. Literally, that's actually, I don't know, it's very funny because on the internet, people absolutely hate it when someone traces. Like, people are like, oh, that's cheating. But like in art school, they're like, oh yeah, you could just trace that. As long as like, you're honest about it, and as long as you're not like copying the image itself, but rather like using the shape that you've traced as an influence, you can trace. Which is, again, one of the funniest things to me about like internet versus art school. It's internet is very head empty when it comes to art. Like, they don't know shit. Yeah, I'm calling you out. Fuck you. You've never been to art school, you don't get an opinion. I'm just gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss artist. That's To be fair, art institutions have been gatekeeping art for a long time, so but we shouldn't do it. Just don't be a dick. Don't be a twat about it. Like, and if someone catches you tracing, just be like, yeah, I did it. Sorry, not sorry. I know y'all don't like it, but that's a valid form of art. But yeah, so the next one I moved on. That's when I got to the meme part. Found this like a bunch of funny images of like this Spider-Man eating a fucking bagel or whatever it is that he's eating. I don't know. I just thought it was funny, so I was like, yeah, let's draw that. Why not? So I did this like sloppy line art first, and then I put in like sort of painterly details to it, just to be like, oh, this is Spider-Man, you know, the Peter Parker, Peter Parker. Who's your favorite Spider-Man? Mine is Tobey Maguire. It's a controversial opinion, but it's a childhood thing, and I just love him the most. I did this Peter Parker thing, whatever. I think it's fun. It's very cool and pretty and weird looking. Super cool. Then I did this. I literally, there's no other thing to it other than, yeah, I think it's cool looking. It's kind of stupid. It's fucking Spider-Man, dude. Then I found this image of someone wearing a full-on blue suit, like just full body blue suit, and I was like, okay, this has to be painted in. And it's just such a fun, stupid thing. I had a lot of fun actually painting. Out of all the images, I think these two, like these like cursed images ones, are like the best ones, because it's just, there's something about it, just head empty. I think it's very easy to draw stuff that are like meme format-ish, because it's just there's no pressure, right? I think a lot of artists have a lot of pressure to paint well and paint beautifully and just like, you know, be good at every single aspect of art, which is not realistic for most artists. Like it's just like, and you know, a lot of artists are really good, but it's just like, you know, it's nice to have a little bit of levity and a little bit of like, oh, this, we can have fun with art. Just doing stupid shit like a blue person just posing it away on a couch. Like, they look great. Whoever it is, they look great. Art can be fun, is what I'm saying. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. Like, I don't have much else to say. There you have it. I don't know. So I'm gonna say bye-bye to y'all, because the video is about to wrap up. I'll see y'all, and stay safe, drink some water, and chill out. Bye-bye!